The Crew 10 mission, jointly launched by NASA and SpaceX, is heading to the International Space Station as part of the regular crew rotation and will bring back stranded US astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore. The mission is nearing its next phase, with the Crew Dragon spacecraft set for rendezvous, docking and hatch opening. Crew 10 was originally supposed to launch on Wednesday, but a hydraulics issue with ground equipment derailed that try. The Crew 10 astronauts will now be welcomed aboard, while Crew 9 delivers their farewell remarks. NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore have been left at the International Space Station for 9 months and are finally set to return to Earth. Here is what the Associate Administrator of NASA's Space Operations said.
Now we wait another day for Crew 10 to make their way to the space station to join Crew 9 there. They'll hand over for a few days and then we'll bring Crew 9 back to Earth and they'll splash down and we'll get to hear all their stories.
An oil spill in northwestern Ecuador has led to a state of emergency as crude oil leaked into a major river, contaminating water supplies. Authorities are now rationing drinking water to affected communities. The spill has raised serious environmental and health concerns as officials rush to contain the damage. Ecuador's government is working with environmental agencies to assess the full impact and begin clean-up operations. Local residents have expressed fear and frustration over the lack of clean water and the potential long-term effects on their health and livelihoods. Environmental activists have criticised the government for not implementing stricter safety measures to prevent such accidents. Meanwhile, officials are urging residents to conserve water and remain cautious while the clean-up continues. Here's what a local farmer had to say.
Tengo afectadas algunas hectáreas de cacao que se quemaron. Ese petróleo en el primer momento sale a muy alta temperatura, eso quemaba. De ahí la fauna fluvial, en eso tenemos mucho problema porque muchos muchachos que estaban acostumbrados a pescar en el río, ahora solamente han tenido que acercarse a ver.
That is all we have time for, but we will continue to bring you more of the latest news very, very soon. Hello and welcome, I'm Joshua Barnes and you're watching NewsX World. Let's first take a look at our top stories. Russia and Ukraine have traded aerial strikes overnight, with both nations reporting dozens of enemy drones over their respective territory. The attacks come amid dialogue over a 30-day US ceasefire proposal. Meanwhile, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says that military planning to protect a potential Ukraine ceasefire is moving to an operational phase. French President Macron also says Russia has no say if Ukraine wants European peacekeeping troops in the country. US President Donald Trump has launched large-scale strikes on Yemen's Houthi rebels, killing at least 31 people. Iran, who back the Houthis, have responded, saying the US has no authority to dictate its foreign policy. Israeli strikes in Gaza have reportedly killed at least 15 Palestinians in the last 24 hours. As the fragile truce is tested, Israel say they will pursue indirect ceasefire talks with Hamas. NASA's Crew 10 mission has successfully docked at the International Space Station. This marks a key milestone in the long-awaited return of stranded astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams after 9 months in space. At least 34 people have died in America after tornadoes tore through several southern states. More than 170,000 properties were without power as storms flipped cars and flattened buildings. Protests have taken place in Albania over the left-wing government's decision to shut down TikTok, calling the move censorship ahead of parliamentary elections in May.